You
Going
are
live, boss.
live. Yay.
I am alive.
Hooray.
No
Alright.
disassemble.
Assuming the Twitch is good and my broadcasting noise and everything's good. I got the nod.
Yeah,
IT
which is
is
silent.
hooray. Alright. Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome. Let's try that again. Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to another episode of Mike's campaign of Sugoi Sus. When we last met our intrepid adventurers, they were basically just moving around the town of Harm's Way, trying to basically do a bunch of trading in their various different mana crystals for items of enchantments, whether it was on weapons or tattoos or potions. Specifically, when we last left our adventurers, oh wait, I'm jumping around and forgetting that there's an order to these things. As always, we have myself, Mike the DM. We have Babbage, Jim the Gnome Tinkerer, who's very intently looking at something. We have you, Jeff, the Furblog Druid. There he is. Kaden Stormblessed, aka Zach, the High Elf Monk. And then Bless Your Bellarmine, Deacon Sylvia, the Human Knowledge Cleric. Hello! Alright. It's been a while. I'm out of practice. Moving on. So, you was sleeping at the inn after basically having the first night's sleep they've all had in a bed after lots of adventures out of town. Babbage was in the workshop trying to dump a lot of or not dump, but organize a lot of his extra equipment that he'd put together and gathered through his various different adventures, including a bunch of Mithril. And Canadin and Bellarmine had just failed to try to get themselves some potions from Quail, our local apothecarist. That's a word, right? Sure. I'm the DM. I can make things up. With that, we are going to go. Let's see. We'll start. The last people we were talking to was our folks in the potion room, so we will jump to the warehouse. Well, no, I take that back. The Babbage was actually doing a lot of organizing there. And the last interaction we had with Canadin and Bellarmine only took about 10 seconds because Quail doesn't put up with much. So Canadin and Bellarmine, you were basically outside the potion maker's house. He said, come back with mana crystals, which is the currency of this place, apparently, outside of, entertainment. Where are you off to now? When you unmute yourself, that would be helpful.
Looking for mana crystals.
Uh-oh. We heard Zach before, but we no longer hear him. There we
How
go.
about that? Input got switched. Yeah, I'm gonna go find Babbage. I'm gonna go because he's got the crystals, as far as I'm aware.
He did make it very clear that he was going to the warehouse because he had offered, I think, or he had offered for you to come along, and you absolutely were like, no, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does, but he's got the crystals, so that's where I'm heading.
All right. Canadian is on his way. Bellarmine.
I'm looking for the mana crystals.
All right, so everybody's going to the warehouse. Got it. If I recall, Jeff, had tried to climb into your bed at the tattoo parlor. Yeah, Julie's establishment / home, and inadvertently walked in on there being two people in the house, were subsequently kicked out, and then you basically went back to bed at the inn. For all intents and purposes, you can get up at this point, or do you want to just keep sleeping through the day?
I'm sorry. Where am I again? I got kicked out of Julie's. I went back to the inn.
Yeah, you found a bed. You were bed in the inn.
All right. I will wake up. Since it's the inn, and I know it's the inn, and it's not my bed, I'm not going to make the bed. And I'm going to lumber downstairs, scavenge a quick breakfast, and then head on out to look for my friends so I can get some new shinies, maybe.
Okay, very good. Is everybody...
Also, I probably won't be doing the you voice tonight because at some point all my other coworkers and friends are going to come back. And it would just be a lot to explain why I'm talking like that. So
It's gonna be chaotic over there. Okay.
Rookie.
well, it would be like I'd be sitting there listening, and just you are done. You what? What?
That would be great. They'll be like popping in the camera. It'd be fun.
Great for me, great for you. They're gonna be like, what the heck, dude?
We're the only
It's so
ones
much
that are
fun to
here.
talk about tomorrow.
All right, so you comes. Yeah. So you've. So Jeff, you walk out of the inn. I don't think you have any idea where your friends are. I'll say, for argument's sake, that you actually see Canaan and Bellarmine as you walk out of the Singing Spade. Took me a second.
Yes.
And you see Canaan and Bellarmine headed for the warehouse.
Oh, gentlemen, it is good to see you.
Hey,
Hello.
bud.
Trying to get some mana crystals.
I
so we can
had such a terrible time trying to fall asleep last night. We're gonna have to talk to the mayor or leader of this clan in this town. Why they give beds and then take them away.
I mean, big guy, we could always just go rest at the tower.
Oh, I go
Or the
turn
inn.
volume.
For the tower or the inn works, I would say.
Well, we're headed back to the warehouse to get some crystals to go buy some stuff. You want to come with us?
Definitely.
And I would lead the way back to the warehouse, which I don't recall which number that is.
It
6?
is number
6, there it
You're
is.
at 6. All right, give me a moment. I'm doing multiple things at once. I forgot to do right before we actually got started. Okay.
Life of the DM, man. I feel you.
Okay. Everybody. So Babbage, while you're putting together Babbage's baggage corner.
Babbage's Baggage. That's the name of our next general store we visit.
I mean, you anticipated it was going to take you about an hour to rummage through and organize and catalog everything you have in your haversack. Your hair is slicked back nicely in the event you have customer, in the event that somebody comes along. You hear a knocking at the door. Or actually, no, I take that back. So the three of you comes up to the warehouse. How do you intend to enter?
Through the door, knock on it.
You hear a knock?
I would knock. I mean, if I knew that Babbage was in there, I would knock first, probably.
You hear a knocking at the door, Babbage.
Oh. Make sure these things don't fall off the bench, I say to Paladin. And I will wend my way to the door.
Yep.
Oh. Hi, everybody.
So we can't get anything without mana crystals. Can you spare some?
Well, yes, of course. You got
Oh.
mana crystals for everybody.
Good.
Who needs what?
I'm not sure how many I need, but I want to get the maximum amount of tattoos, etc., that we can get. Potions,
Listen, I'll take 2 of them babies. 1 for the tattoo, 1 for the potion, please.
Is it 1 per? I don't remember.
For the potions, it was 1 per, and for the tattoos, it depends on the tattoo. I think only one.
We're only allowed 1 per, right? Visit.
Potion or tattoo?
Either or both.
I mean, potions as many as you want to carry. I believe if I recall
More than one
correctly.
tattoo.
Say again?
Can you have more than one tattoo?
I believe your limit was
You said up to
3.
3.
Yes.
And then weren't there were also the item enchantments, yes? Is that separate from the crystals?
That is separate from the crystals, yes. I am
Yeah, and that's 1 per
for the
weapon, I
purposes of our
Separate from the
campaign.
crystals?
For the purposes of our campaign, I'm just blatantly ignoring like how many items you can have attuned to you at once, because like tattoos are just on you. Potions are not magical items you need to attune to, and these enchantments I'm not counting against your attune.
Well, I mean, that's very easy. You just simply say they don't require attunement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
None of these enchantments or tattoos require attunement. There you go.
How many, what's the maximum we can get right now, and how many mana crystals would that be?
So I mean, all 4 of you would take 12 mana crystals to get 12 basic tattoos. Although some of you have tattoos already, so that would be closer to like 9.
I think we have tattoos.
I
Yeah.
think each of you has at least 1, and
So,
then so there's.
How many, Babbage, how many do you have? Can you
Oh,
spare,
I've got a whole pocket full.
Can you spare 9?
9? You need 9 crystals?
Yes.
Well,
What
you've
are
already
you
used.
getting with 9 crystals?
You've used 2 already for the dagger that you intend to get enchanted, as well as the crossbow you intend to get enchanted that you already gave to Mercury at the enchantress's shop. The max you can
See,
each
this
get.
is why I hold the crystals, because y'all just come running in here and say, give me all the crystals, and you don't even know what you need or what you want.
Yeah, I'd like 9 crystals, please.
I don't think that's a fair share of our total.
Well, how many do you have total?
We've got 16 between the 4 of us. I can't give you 9 of them.
All right, well, so share 4 and 4 and 4. That's the best we can do, I guess.
I think that sounds more fair.
I didn't know how many you had.
In the
It's
middle of
4 for
this,
you.
in the middle of this conversation, the door that you're all standing next to swings open, and Tag makes an appearance.
Here's 4 for Oh. Morning,
She-
Tag.
Looks at all of you
Hey, Tag.
like, what are you all doing in my warehouse? What? I don't,
Sorry, I was organizing my inventory and tidying up a bit and cataloging things. Well, I heard a knock on the door. Assuming it was you, I came post haste to allow you in without any difficulty. But it ended up being my friends who were just looking for some handouts.
what? You're letting them just have whatever they want in the warehouse?
No. Sorry. I should explain.
Excuse me?
Handouts for
What
my own
was?
personal stock. I should explain.
Do you have any mana crystals in the warehouse?
Out! You, pointing it basically at all of you except Babbage, like, nobody gets handouts in this space. Get out of my warehouse! I am very particular about how everything is cataloged in this area.
That's precisely what I was saying. I thought they were being very greedy.
So does she have any mana crystals in the warehouse?
No! Get out!
No
All right,
mana
no,
crystals?
shoo. I'll come along when I'm done here doing my work.
We'll wait for you outside.
Thank you.
And I pop out the door. I unceremoniously drag Robert and you with me. By the ears. Come on, let's go there.
Yeah.
My helmet's covering my ears.
He is fully armored at all times. I guess, does you respond to this?
Sorry, I was busy looking through all the tattoos and catching up again.
Fair enough.
Let's just assume I'm disruptive enough that I don't need to say anything to him right now.
Fair. Okay, so with them all ushered out the door, Teg sort of just like folds her arms and looks at you, Babbage, like,
I'm sorry. Let's start over. I have a personal supply of materials and scrap and such, as you well are aware that I've mentioned in the past.
yes, and I entrusted you with a shelf with the assumption that you would be respectful of the space with everybody else trying to.
I am, in fact, if you look at the shelf right now, you can see how gloriously I've organized and cataloged and set everything quite nicely. Again, I assumed that they were you when the knock occurred. I don't know why they were knocking if they knew I was in here. But regardless, I haven't given them anything. Just to clear that up, they've received nothing. And all I was talking about were things that we've acquired while we were out on our travels, not any of our personal or greater warehouse stock. No one's touched any of that.
Then why do you seem so flustered?
Because you seemed very upset and assumed that I was giving people things that were yours, and I wanted to make it clear that that was not the case.
Roll a persuasion.
I'm gonna use the cantrip guidance.
You're not here.
I was gonna say you're outside, but
I'm-
Kanan dragged you out the door while you were being destructive. All right, so with that, she looks to you and goes, "Okay, good. You had me worried for just a moment, but I know from our previous experiences that we respect organization equally. So very good.
I mean, organization is key.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
So, you found your shelves to be adequate then?
Oh, absolutely, most adequate. Quite organized and level and well constructed and spacious. And I've even got Paladin back there just maintaining order while I'm seeing to the door.
That is a handy assistant to have. Quite nice.
It is. I could teach you if you're curious.
To make a assistant?
I could teach you all sorts of the arts of tinkering. You've got such a wonderful inventory of materials. It seems a waste not to know how to combine them into greater than the sum of their parts.
Oh, I mean, I leave the use of the materials to others more talented than I with that particular respect. But I appreciate your offer, Mr. Babbage, sir.
Oh, please, Mr. Babbage, sir, is my father. Just call me Babbage, sir.
Just call you Babbage, sir? Looks at you slightly confused. Okay.
I scratched my head in embarrassment realizing what I said.
Alright, well, I do need to get to my daily inventory, so...
oh, please, you won't even know I'm here.
Very good. With that, she kind of smiles and then, like, moves on to start... Well, first she moves back into her office. Gets her drift globe, but then starts following around, and you see her start to scribble notes and goes around basically checking everything in the shelves.
Cool.
You take about another 15 minutes. Finish everything you have up. When you're near done, Paladin just sort of starts, like, walking over to Teg and just starts, like, poking the drift globe.
Do I notice that? Well, I guess you told me, so I noticed it.
Yes.
I see no harm in that.
There we go.
All right. So I'll gather up my things. Oh, you were going to tell me what it was going to take to craft armor. It was one of the things that we had discussed.
Yes, butter.
Because there are rules as written about smithing, which gives you like a value per day that you can make on progress. But as a tinkerer, my construction rate per day is very accelerated.
Right.
So it could be, you know, a small matter to create something that would normally take a long time.
Give me a moment.
Given that I have 450 gold worth of scrap mithril,
Right.
in addition to access to a wide variety of other materials, metals, and scrap. The goal is to replace chainmail with a stronger suit of armor for Bellarmine when capable.
Right, and I forgot to do that research ahead of time. Oh, there's a... That's right. I'm gonna take about 2 minutes to look this up, and if I take any longer than that, I'm
Oh,
gonna
wait a
stop.
minute. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I think we scrapped all of that because there's a strength requirement for both splint and plate, which are the only two armors higher than chainmail, and he doesn't have that strength.
Well, there you go.
So,
I thought I looked up an armor that would work.
no, you're proficient in heavy armor, but in
I
order
thought
to wear,
I thought I
in order
looked
to
up
wear, in order to wear splint or plate, you have to have a 15 strength, and yours is 14.
And I thought there was another armor that I looked up that would work.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I looked it up.
You keep saying that, but I. I know you took at level 8 the heavily armored feat, but I think that's what changed your strength from 13 to 14. You'd need one more point in order to actually wear armors above chainmail.
Okay, so your ability to craft, let's say, alright, so does your ability to craft give you sort of like a generic multiplication for like how much faster than a normal person you can do something?
No, I have in the class of Tinkerer, there's a thing called construction. So just link that out there.
Oh, there we go.
And at third level, 15. There's
okay, 5 gold pieces per hour. That makes sense.
Well, that's the level 1 rate. It goes up higher.
Right.
In the Tinker table. I need to get you what the level 5 rate is. I think I wrote that.
I just don't have it.
70. I have it on my character sheet.
70 GP per hour.
70 GP per hour is my construction rate. And I believe my familiar can double that if he's working with me. Yeah, Dingbots. Your Dingbot can craft as if it had your construction feature at a rate equal to double your Tinker level GP per hour.
So 140 per hour. Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, it doesn't double. It doesn't double my construction rate.
Okay.
Its rate is double my level per hour. So it would add to the 70 another 18. So it'd be 88 per hour.
And you want to make plate.
Well,
Right.
I don't know if I want to do that anymore because you can't even wear it.
Okay, that's all right. I have figured out a way of determining that. But okay, well, you figure out what you want to do with that. So Babbage is. This takes about a good 15 minutes. Kaden and you and Bellarmine, you are standing outside. 10 minutes has gone by, and Babbage still hasn't come out.
And
I would just hunker down like next to.
Don't want to take crystals to the weapon shop.
Are you near the blacksmith? Is that what you're asking?
I believe so.
Yes. In fact, the blacksmith is the one building between the inn, which the blacksmith is the building just north of you.
I forget? Did we I believe I started the dagger transformation, correct?
Yeah, you gave her. So you both
that's what I
you had a
thought.
dagger and and Bellarmine had a crossbow, and you gave her 2 mana crystals with the intent of them both being enchanted. Yes.
Okay. So with that being done currently, I'm just gonna wait outside the warehouse for Babbage to do. So I'm just gonna hunker down outside and twiddle my thumbs outside the building waiting for him.
Okay,
'Cause I need
Bellarmine.
more crystals so I can go get my tattoo.
Very good. Bellarmine, you are going to the blacksmith.
Well, there's something under construction there, right?
Can you elaborate?
I already have left the blacksmith with a crossbow to enhance, right?
Oh no! You're talking about the enchantress.
Oh.
So during the last session, you both agreed. It's. I mean, I know it's been a while for us, but like that happened like 10 minutes ago for you, or like 20 minutes ago for you all. So for your characters, and she said she won't have your 2 items ready until basically for 24 hours. So like tomorrow night, because it's like noon-ish, I want to say, during the day here, because you all slept in.
Which building is the tattoo?
Oh wait, no, it's like early morning. That's right. The tattoos is building number 3.
All right, that's where I'm headed.
Oh, okay. All right. So while you're walking over there, because that's going to take you a little bit, because you're basically walking across town. Babbage, you step outside, and you and Keenan are waiting for you.
Ah, gentlemen.
Hey, how'd it go with Tego there?
I think it went rather well. She's very impressed with
Mm.
my cataloging abilities and my capabilities of keeping items in order and my skills at lining up all of my materials in a neat and orderly fashion. And boy, I've said the same thing 3 times.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Hey, listen, I know I've used crystal for my weapon enchantment, but I was hoping, grab another tattoo, maybe another potion, if you don't mind.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
All right. So just 2, please. And then also, do you think that there is a minimum amount of crystal that is required for these enchantments? Say, if we give them, are all these crystals the same size? Is what I'm asking.
Essentially.
Yeah, roughly.
What if we broke one in half? Does that count as 2 crystals?
I don't know. I've never damaged one. I would be reluctant to use one of our small stock to potentially render it useless.
Yes, I do agree with that. I just wonder if there is a minimum size needed for purchases. So,
They're already rather tiny. I mean, this is the one that powered the airship, and these are the ones that we collected in the cave.
perhaps I have an allotment. Is that correct? I have 4.
I mean, if we're being
that fair?
egalitarian about
Equitable?
it, I guess we each have 4 to deal with, and do with it as you see fit, I suppose.
All right. Well, I suppose I would take one for the team. I'll use the 2 for my purchases, and I would
All right, you have
appreciate
4
your
mana.
your
Here are your 4 mana crystals. I kind of don't want to know
Proceed.
anything else.
Well, I was hoping actually you would help me maybe try to split one of these.
Well, in the name of science, if it's what you're going to do regardless, whether I help or not,
Yeah.
might as well do it
Yeah.
correctly. Okay. I snatch one of the crystals back out of your hand.
Mhm.
I duck back into the warehouse, poke my head back out, and say, wait right here, please. I duck back into the warehouse.
Okay.
I head on over to the to my workbench where I have all my tools and everything neatly laid out. And using my jeweler's
Tools.
proficiency, jeweler's tools proficiency,
Okay.
I will attempt to not just smash it, but actually break it on a crystalline fault to produce 2 equal size, still prismatic crystals to the best of my ability.
Um, I'm guessing you don't have like a gems tools click button, or do you?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah,
I have a click button for every tool in the game.
That's fantastic. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and try.
Average.
So you're cutting.
Pretty familiar with the tools, but I've never seen this material before. So
Sure.
this lattice structure is something I'm learning on the fly.
Right. So you think it. At first, you think it reminds you of basically cutting a very small emerald. So that's how you go about it, right? You actually try to like cut along it, and then, or you try to like basically, I guess, carve into it a bit. So you basically try to create like a fault so that when you go to snap it, it'll be a clean break, right? You go to do the actual snap after thinking you've expertly cut this thing, and instead, what happens? It breaks, and at first you're like, haha, success, and then the fault lines seem to spread, almost very similar to like that mirror that you saw get shattered in front of you. Where like all the fault, like the one fault line you create, like spreads like really rapidly, and all of a sudden the whole thing just completely falls apart into almost like splinter-sized pieces in your hand.
Like slow-moving tempered glass.
Kinda, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that crystal's gone.
But I still have crystal dust.
That was going to be my question.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm not sweeping it under the rug. I'm
Fair.
saving crystal dust because who knows?
Okay, fair.
Maybe it's really potent pigment for use in a tattoo.
Fair. Okay.
There's always science to be done.
All right.
So I'll scoop it. I'll use like a credit card to scoop it into a little pouch.
Because we just
Blessing
have
bag.
wallet-sized pieces of plastic lying around in this fantasy setting.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'll brush it into a little baggie, a little pouch. I'll cinch it up. I'll look over my shoulder to make sure nobody's watching.
Paladin is holding a small sliver of crystal up to you.
I'll put it in the bag.
Okay.
Thank you, Paladin. And then I will make my way back out of the warehouse.
Okay.
I remember the name of that armor. It's adamantine armor.
So, while it is a useful armor modifier, I don't believe it alters the...
Oh, it's supposed to be light.
Well,
Let me
that
see.
assumes that you have adamantium available to you.
Adamantine.
All adamantine armor states is... The suit of armor is reinforced with adamantine, one of the hardest substances in existence. While you're wearing it, any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit. It has no bearing on the weight of the armor.
All right. What I had read said that the armor was excessively light.
Maybe reading about Elven plate or Elven chain. Cue Paul Myslinski.
Yeah, right.
What?
Sorry, he's making a reference.
Oh, wait a minute. Duh! Stupid duh, stupid dum-dum. I'm making the armor out of mithril. Mithril's the thing that says that the strength requirement doesn't have it. That's the whole point of this. Mithril armor is light, flexible metal, and it can be, if it normally imposes disadvantage on dex checks, or has a strength requirement, the mithril version doesn't. So that's the whole
really cool.
point of what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been what
If I make him mithril full plate, he can wear it without strength. That's the goal.
Okay.
And if not full plate, then mithril splint would still be an improvement.
All right, give me a second.
Wait, just real quick, did you leave the warehouse yet? Did I see you leave?
I did, but then I'd sidetrack back to this thought.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay.
But now in game I'm staring at you.
Okay, so this is all out of character. I'm not gonna have Tank walk up to you being like you having this eureka moment where you're talking to yourself.
Yeah. This was me just remembering what
Okay.
Dad and I had discussed, I don't know, like 2 months ago.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
quite
How
a
much
while
gold of
ago.
mithril do you have?
I have 450 gold worth of mithril scrap currently.
Okay. Because you would need 500 to make a plate. Based on what I'm looking at here, so not quite for plate.
Liam Fiat.
Well, so the other one you said was breastplate. yeah?
Splint.
Oh, splint.
Splint. Yeah. Splint has one higher AC. It's between chainmail and plate.
You have enough gold to make a mithril splint mail.
I'd be willing to donate some of my crystal so the deacon could get
Well,
really
this is
nice
just
new suit
mithril.
of
This
plate
is
armor.
crystal. And
Yeah, it's just a matter of the
then-
mithril we found. It's just not enough. Unless... Because I do have...
What about in the warehouse?
No, they don't have mithril.
I don't really know.
I'm sure they don't. I have my mithril half plate and my scrap mithril. I could scrap my mithril half plate.
But then you wouldn't have it.
That's true. My AC would decrease.
Yeah,
But
let's
I'm not usually the one getting attacked. In fact,
let's-
I don't think I've been physically attacked more than once this whole campaign. Because I'm always hiding and
Things
running
not
and
to say in
throwing
front of the
things.
DM. You come across a pack of trolls and they only want gnome flesh.
Listen, just because they've aggroed to me doesn't mean I just stand there and let them hit me.
True.
I'll just
So while
disappear the whole way.
while all this is happening, just
Sorry.
for simplicity's
Sorry.
sake, everybody's gonna witness this. All right.
What I was
taking-
trying to do was talk to Zach about the pouch, and I got totally sidetracked by this armor conversation.
Okay. Bellarmine, you find yourself in front of what you know as the tattoo parlor.
I walked over there,
Yes.
so I knock on the door.
You proceed to knock. After about 20 seconds or so you're waiting there for a little bit, you hear "I'm coming," and then the door cracks open, and a familiar face of a red panda sort of peeks around the corner. What? How did you? Hello, sir. One of your compatriots came by earlier. Can I be of assistance to you somehow?
How many mana crystals for a coiling grass tattoo?
Oh, just one.
So I reach out and hand a mana crystal and request coiling grass tattoo.
But you don't have any crystals.
Well, yeah, he gave everybody 4.
You walked away to the parlor before he came back outside and handed crystals.
I thought I was
This
the guy that figured out how many he had to give
This
away.
is true. We had that conversation. but
Well,
I
so
hadn't
you were
told
all
him
in the
yet.
middle of the warehouse having this conversation when Teg walked in, kicked you all out. You hadn't been handed the crystals yet, and then while you were waiting, you decided to come here. Confusing the DM, but I don't make the decisions what you do. So, if what you're saying is that you would not have come over here without crystals, then we can rewind.
Well, I assumed that he had given them to me when we decided how many. I requested 9 and he cut it down to 4.
That
We did have that
that conversation got interrupted because of Tag walking in, and he hadn't actually handed anybody crystals yet.
Okay. So how far away is he?
I mean, you just walked away from the warehouse. He's probably a good 10-minute walk.
All right. So I say, "Excuse me," and I go head to him.
Poor Julie.
She's dead.
People's leaving in her
What?
bed. People just walking
Oh,
up
well,
and like,
very-
hello.
Oh,
goodbye."
okay.
It's phenomenal.
And we're back on the map. Okay, so all right, you.
As he's walking back over, I would
Yes.
say to Zach, or Canaan, so I've got good news and bad news.
Go on.
The-
Do we have 2
the-
crystals?
The good news is, we have just as much mana crystal as we did before. The bad news is, one of them is in powderized form.
Okay, well, that's all right. If you don't mind, I'll take that back and see what I can do with it. I have some thoughts.
Sure, I had a notion, actually. Julie does those tattoos, and she uses some sort of infused magical pigment. I wonder if the power of the mana crystal material could augment or assist in that process. I'd very much like to hear her thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I was planning on maybe seeing if some townsfolk would like a little powdered crystal.
Listen,
First one's always
Heisenberg,
free.
I don't think that's where we're headed with this.
Listen, Heisenberg.
So
You know,
where the
side hustle's a side hustle.
Let's go with my plan first. If Julie finds they are useless, then we can try to scam these townsfolk into drug money. I don't know what you're doing.
I got an idea.
In any case,
One of
here are
the
your
women
3
that like lives in the town that's like walking about kind of just like eyes the 3 of you as she continues walking.
Here
I
are
wait
your
happily.
3 mana crystals, and I will hold on to this poucho powder.
Yeah, I mean, technically that's my crystal, so you wanna? We'll see if you get some benefit from it. Perhaps you share with me. How's that sound?
Oh, certainly.
So
Sure.
My interests are purely scientific, not personal.
if I caught up to him yet?
I mean, 500 feet. More like 600, as I'm doing the math here. Those people are just wandering back and forth in town. Yes, we'll say that at this point you are crossing the bridge, and all four of you are now standing in front of the warehouse.
So, do you
hello,
have those,
Valentine.
do you have those mana crystals that you were going to share?
I do. Would you like to have 4 of them?
Absolutely.
Well, here you are.
Thank you.
I hand you 4 mana
She's
crystals.
already there.
All right, I'm heading to the tattoo parlor, wherever that is.
Yeah, you're heading over to tattoos. All right, I'll join you for that one then.
I was headed there as well. Let's all go together.
Very well.
And so I
You?
knock on the door again.
I'm trying to keep track of all. Are we at the weapon enchantment place right now?
We are outside the warehouse talking about heading back.
Well,
to
you're
the
all
tattoo lady.
everybody's now starting to head toward back to Julie's house, aka the tattooist.
You know,
And
where
the
your
weapon
bed is.
enchantment place is where? Weapon
Uh,
enchantment is where?
Number
Yeah.
10, top of the map.
Well, let me save some time out of character. If I already have a portent weapon, could I wield a second one or no?
Oh, multiple portent weapons?
Yes.
Is that what you're
I
asking?
don't see why not. As
Um,
long as the weapons can both be wielded. Because it's not just having on your person; it's wielding, as in ready to attack with.
So I have it on the shield already, but I also have my quarterstaff and even my druidic focus is my shield, but I also have a quarterstaff that I could.
Yeah.
so it's
Quarterstaffs are
well.
versatile,
So the
you can
discussion
one-hand
it has to be a metal item. I think we made yeah. There, so like I know you. I think we discussed possibly putting on like some studded leather
Not-
maybe, but it had to
not-
be metal.
Then how's it on his
Oh, I
shield?
could.
Um,
It's a wooden shield.
no.
He's a druid.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, bugger. Okay.
Way to make a very anti-druid campaign, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I'm just can't stand tree huggers. Where that's. And you've been using it like crazy, so I can't exactly like rewind that particular problem.
Well, if it did say metal the whole way through,
It may not have, and I just.
There's nothing written down that says has to be metal.
No. I think that's just. I probably didn't. I mean, I believe you. I had that in my head and just didn't think it through. All right. Well, I can't. The DM's not going to argue with his own previous made decisions. There's what is it? There's precedence. So, all right, fine. Yes, you can put it on your quarterstaff. No cloth,
question.
though. We'll say weapons,
No.
weapons and arm, weapons and
Can a weapon have 2 enchantments?
no.
That we have covered.
Yes.
for the barrier tattoo, there's the 3 tiers of it. How much does the top tier?
That would be 9
Require.
crystals. Bottom tier 1, middle tier 4, top tier 9.
You can't wear armor. Oh, never mind.
Well, you aren't wearing armor. Yeah, kind of means useless unless we're gonna dump 9 into it.
Which is it's a good enchantment, but I don't think it's 9. Like that's a lot from. Okay, so
if we find 40 of them, then 9 becomes okay. It's all about
Fair.
supply and demand.
fair point. How much does the weapon enchantment take? It takes 2.
They all take
One.
1. Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty much
everything
everything.
was 1 except some advanced tattoos, as far as I was told.
I'd have to go back and look. I'm fairly confident most of them are.
I think Barry is the only one with tiers, actually.
Yeah. As I recall. Where did I put my own tattoos?
the absorbing tattoo, because there's 10 different damage types. Is that something where the moment that you get that tattoo, you roll a d10 And then that's your damage type resistance from then on out.
Yes.
Okay. That's too much of a gamble. It'd be like whole campaign, like, come on, acid damage, don't fire.
No, that's dumb. We'll put it this
Yeah,
way. I'll put it this way. If you just use one, it's random. If you use 3, she can then basically use a combination of the 3 to be able to basically work with primary colors and get you a specific color that you want.
Copy.
So I'm going to
All right.
now.
Well, I know what I would choose.
So if you use 3 mana crystals, you get to pick what the damage type is when you use it.
You choose the color, which determines the damage type. Yes. There, I have edited
For
the words.
for each round that you use it.
No.
The tattoo, you can use 3 crystals to add a colored tattoo to your skin. Based on that color, determines what you're resistant to. Permanently.
So with 3, you can choose it, but then it's still just that one time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Forever.
For 3 tattoos, you can just give yourself resistance to a specific damage type for 3 crystals. For 1 crystal, you can give yourself resistance to some damage type.
How many crystals do you have in total?
Everyone should have 4. Well, you has none yet. I have 8, but everyone should have 4 at their disposal.
Okay.
We're being even.
For the wide,
Technically, Zach has 3 because he smashed one.
for the discount price of
That was worth it.
36 crystals, you can get a rainbow.
You can only have 3 tattoos.
Right. What I'm saying is, it would be a rainbow tattoo that's just one tattoo.
Oh,
That's amazing.
that's pretty
For
cool.
the low price of 36.
Back to the mine.
Back to the man line.
Yes.
Ride the mine, baby.
Yes. It has become Skyrim in a Draugr dungeon.
What does 4 get you?
Change.
All right. So where's the? I'm knocking at the door.
Very well.
Knocking on Julie's door again. All of us in tow.
Yes.
And I ask her how much for coiling grasp tattoo.
So with this, she opens the door. She goes, "Oh, Mr. What was it? It's Benamine, right? Is that your name? And, oh, all your friends. Kind
Hello.
of eyes.
Hey there.
You.
We're here to get
Big
to
goofy grin and Chewbacca noise.
What?
So I asked. I have the mana crystal. Can I get a coiling tattoo?
Grasp. This is her stuttering over her words, stumbling over her words. Yes. I'm afraid I can only apply one tattoo at a time, and it's a several hour process for each individual. Are you all looking to have my artistry applied to your skin?
Oh, wait, yes, very
Figure
much
we'll
so.
put our name on the list.
I'm happy to sit in your waiting room, and I make my way to what I assume is her waiting room.
Oh, she hasn't let anybody in yet. She's like her head is sticking out the door. Like
I try to awkwardly step past her. Big, long, furry leg.
to which she like pushes back like, look, Mister, I have to admit, I don't quite feel comfortable with you back in my house.
Well,
I
what
apologize.
did you do to your house?
The customs of this town are beyond you.
Quite. If you could go, let's see, Mr. Bellamine, sir, if I can I can tend to you. Yes, we can apply you to tattoo. You have a mana crystal. We can make this work. If the rest of you, I would rather you. I don't. There's no waiting room per se. So if you could finally just make your way back to the singing spade, perhaps I will happily send Bellarmine along back to you once I'm done.
What about, for scientific purposes, I could observe your work. I'm very curious to see how these tattoos are applied.
I suppose there's no harm in that, but
Phenomenal.
but no one else, or at least if someone else is going to be in here, I'm not going to be in here by myself. With that, she opens the door, beckons Bellarmine and Babbage in. And then sort of just smiles at the other two of you, and then closes the door.
And so I'm going to do something that is kind of strange.
Calm and okay. Group of people. Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius here, center and a point you choose within range. You must make a charisma saving throw.
Just trying to calm everybody down. Seemed quite agitated.
Okay.
I guess the indifference part, it's also mostly for flavor, not combat, so...
That's fair. Hold on.
It's an RP spell.
Well, let's see. His spell save DC is 18. Alright. Are you choosing... What do you... So you have two choices. Are you trying to just make her indifferent? Or are you trying to... Yeah, what are you trying to do?
Make her calm down because she seemed agitated.
Alright,
especially
so
when you came in.
Okay, so you make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice. So are you making her... You're trying to make her calm with regard to everybody.
Basically, but particularly you, because she was all worked up when you was outside.
Okay. As you cast the spell, as you go through the verbal and semantic components, which takes you about 5 seconds.
Yeah, alright, it's fine.
She like raises her hand to like seemingly to protest, but then just kind of puts her hand down and goes, "Yeah, I guess it's fine."
I am also under the effects of the spell.
Yeah, you are far less animated than normal.
Alright, so are these mana crystals?
They look like mana crystals, but they are a different... They seem to be a slightly different hue, like a slightly different color than you're used to seeing.
Are these mana crystals?
Same story.
Okay. I'm gonna sit in this chair.
Very good.
Unless she's using it, and watch the process.
No, so...
And I'm gonna completely forget that I was all amped to tell her about the mana crystal dust.
Okay, so Bellarmine, she motions you over into this corner, and then she goes goes over here. Looks like she gathers up some supplies. What in the bottom right corner is an actual there's an actual chair with what I can only basically just she basically goes to this table that she's at, as well as the table that Babbage is at, and grabs takes a mana crystal that you gave her, grabs some of the other crystals that she has in her repertoire, and you see some some needles that are etched with some sort of runes, and then goes over to you and asks, so where would you like this tattoo on your body, kind sir?
The other arm.
Say again, sorry?
On the other arm.
The other arm, very nice. Alright, so she has you doff your armor, or at least just the sleeve, rolls the, underclothing.
I'm so glad you used the right word. I mean, how often do you use that word in any other conversation?
Fair. So yeah, so basically just exposing your arm on one side. Takes a look at it, goes really quick, steps back to her desk, grabs a small razor, makes sure to remove any of the hair you have there, and basically starts going to work. Taking basically, I skipped a step. When she was gathering some of these supplies, she actually took the mana crystal that you had with a mortar and pestle with some of these other mana-looking type crystals, and actually ground it for a good 10 minutes.
So mana dust might be worthwhile to give her, Ravage.
She is wearing gloves for this whole process, especially because she's furry. Basically grinds it all into a certain kind of a powder, and then she seems to use some magic that you're not familiar with, dipping the needle that she has. It basically seems to make almost this weird textured, almost powdery paste that exists in the bowl itself, but the bowl itself also has some runes in it. And she has this, like I said, these needles that have etchings and runes on them, and then it basically starts using the small bowl with the paste that she's created, and is very focused on Bellarmine's arm as she goes through the process of adding tattoos, which is a process you've all, I think, seen at least once before on yourselves. So you're not completely.
You're not reading chat.
Sorry, no, I'm not. So okay, while she's over here basically making her concoction after about a minute.
Oh, right. Julie, I forgot to tell you. We were trying to,
She's what, sir, what, can you go back and sit down? Let me finish this, and then
sorry,
I'm
I
having
didn't mean to startle
entertaining
you. I
conversations.
completely forgot that when I was here to not only observe, but I wanted to let you know we had a cache of mana crystals that we had discovered. I took one. I was curious if I could split it into two with what I know about jewelries and jeweler's tools. However, when I attempted to do so, it shattered into a fine powder, and I saved the powder here. This is still useful for you, yes?
She kind of she puts down her bowl and her pestle and kind of looks at it, and she's like, what has this been in contact with?
My very clean and organized workstation.
As much as I appreciate your fine ability to collect some of these, I don't think you'd want me putting a mixture of dust as well as some fine dust as well as possibly dirt and oils and other things mixed in with what is very delicate magics into your skin, sir.
Oh, you could use it on the druid. He's always dirty.
It's nice to know that
you're right.
It's nice to know you think so highly of your friends, Mr. Babbage.
Facts are facts.
But it would also make.
I hear him say that.
No,
No, I don't.
outside.
I'm outside.
But she also continues. But it would also make the particular enchantment less potent, if not utterly inert. Because as you see, until the tattoo itself is completed and etched properly onto the skin, it has no effect.
Beans. All right, well, I'll hold on to this then.
You and Canadin, what are you doing?
I would just be hanging out in the wait. I guess I could be walking around outside, seeing how long this tattoo is going to take. So.
Well, she told you about 2 hours.
Yeah. So all right, I'll kill time. Can I go back to the tavern?
You can.
Grab a drink.
Right. So she goes back to. Julie goes back to etching your arm. Babbage is watching uncomfortably intently.
Well, yeah. Now I'm hyper focused.
Yes.
Sketching it. Yeah.
Now I ask the question: how many tattoos can I get per sitting?
I believe, as she's going at your arm, which is painful, but You're managing. Give me a moment here. You're there. You're there. Okay. She kind of looks at you curiously. Like, I believe every single one of your companions wanted one. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I'm afraid getting one in for you in one day is a tall order on its own. So I'm afraid asking for more than one in a particular sitting is not the best. And it would probably be ideal for you to have at least 24 hours to rest and let the skin about this tattoo go on up and heal itself before you go adding more augmentations to yourself. You understand?
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So that continues on. Where is everybody? Oh, you're all okay. How did I end up with 2 candidates? All right. Canadan, you're going back to the bar. You're going back to
well.
you're going back to the singing spade.
Grab an ale.
All right. What are you doing through all this?
Since we have to wait for the tattoos, I'm gonna head over to the weapon enchantment place. Oh, did Babbage give me any crystals? No. Right?
He handed.
No, you've not asked.
Oh, I thought you had handed them out after you walked out of the.
I handed them to Canadan, and then we had a conversation about breaking one.
Oh, and that's right. You only just walked in afterward. So yeah, no, he still has your crystals.
Then I'm gonna knock at the door softly. Babbage.
Yeah, Julie's in the middle of tattooing, so. In fact, she has put up a sign on the door that says, busy, please do not interrupt.
Is there a window that I can look in to see if I see Babbage inside?
There is. He seems very intently focused on. Hold on, I'll throw you back over there again. So yeah, you're standing here. I mean, you can see Babbage is very intently, like, staring over Julie as she's slowly but steadily, like, poking at Bellarmine's naked right arm. Babbage, roll a perception for me.
I take a produce flame cantrip and I just start cast on, cast off, cast on, cast off.
Like outside the window?
Yeah, after tapping on the window, so it's like you hear the tap and then there's a glowing flame in the window. Small glow.
Babbage, as you're going around inspecting, you look back to basically grab a notebook to start being able to take notes, and you see you in the window turning a flame on and off in his hands?
Kind of waving too with the other hand.
Oh. Excuse me, Julie. I'll be right back. And I open the door. Poke my head out. Hello.
Babbage, do you think I could get those crystals? I'm gonna go
Oh yes.
to the smithy.
Yes, of course. Here. And I hand you 4 crystals.
Thank you. Yes. Back to work. And then with that,
to observe my observations.
And I'm going to head to the enchantment shop.
The Enchantress. Okay, so Canadan, you head to the Enchantress. I assume since you've already been there, you head to the Singing Spade.
Have they already been to the Enchantress?
You were last session. That's where the 3 of you were without you. So like an hour, like you were just there like an hour ago, and you'd given her a dagger.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, and I know that won't be ready till tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Yep. So then, yeah, I'm just gonna head right up to the pub still.
Very good. You make
Now,
your way.
Is the potion guy working on anything, or you just buy the potions?
You've yet to successfully show up with Chrono Crystals, so you don't know.
I thought we bought some the last time. I just don't remember.
Have you all have you all successfully bought potions from him? Maybe.
I think if you look at chat, there's some discussion about what potions folks wanted.
Right. I wouldn't. I mean, I believe that. I think. No, as I recall, he went like the last time you gave him mana crystals, he went into a back room. You had to wait a while, and he came back out with potions. Okay. So you are in front of. Where is she? There she is. Jeff. Oh gosh, that's not what I want to do. Think. Nope. 3 are over here. Yes. All right. So you are at the enchantress. You are at Mercury's door. You see motion through a window, and the elven lady opens the door. Ah! Why, yes, if it's not the furry, destructive performer. It was quite the show you had given us.
That's the nicest thing any of your people have said to me. Thank you.
Oh, you are quite welcome. How may I be of assistance to you, my fine sir?
Well, I think I want to add on to the the list of enchantments that you're already procuring for my friends.
Oh, very good. Yes, I am already. In fact, you interrupted me in the working on Mr. Canadian's dagger. In fact,
Well, I figured I could just leave a couple things here with you and come back tomorrow when they're ready.
Well, you must understand, Mr. that it takes me a good day at least to make these enchantments happen on your equipment. So I'm already with these 2 items. I was already planning on working through the night so that you had them. 1 item for today and then 1 item by tomorrow evening. So if you're going to add any more items to the list, I'm afraid the delivery date will just simply be that much later. So you're good with it's essentially a 1 day per item. And I also
Of course, you can just work through the night again.
I'm afraid I do have to sleep at some point.
I mean, you're an elf. Let's be real.
Kind of looks at you funny. Yes, but
I'll bring you
also,
some mushrooms and other salad items, and that way you don't need to sleep as much. Or
there is
perform the
also
reverie.
as you're aware, we also all take turns on the watch, manning their basically on patrol at both the northern and southern gates.
So I'll take your watch.
Oh. Well. I don't know.
You see, I'm always
wouldn't work.
causing the group to go off in a different direction or wait a little longer. I'd rather not wait any longer than necessary. You understand, of course.
I don't, but I'll take your word for it, Master Yu. It's an interesting proposition. I suppose if you'll have to discuss, if you can get Meister him to agree with this arrangement, where you actually are added to the rotation, or that you take my watch this evening, I suppose it would make it possible to have all of your items ready in roughly 36 hours?
So just to be clear, I have to ask for permission to volunteer. Got it. Where is Meister Him?
Oh, his home is the largest one at the top of the hill. Hard to miss. You may recall he had like this rainbow piano going on.
Vaguely.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, before I take off to ask his permission, I'll tell you this is what I'm looking for. I hold out my staff and I say, I'd really, really could use another portent weapon. In addition to the shield, it's quite wondrous, if you ask me.
Oh, quite. I'm glad you appreciate my handiwork. Yes, of
Yes,
course.
of course. And then as far as the going down the list, as far as the quickness enchantment, would you be able to apply that to, say, studded leather?
Potentially that is a little bit trickier since there's not, since it's different materials to work with. But since you're adding 2 items to the list, that's going to make it even longer until I'm able to deliver all these items.
Yes, that's acceptable.
Very good. But yes, if you could just make sure that it's arranged with Mr. Him as well as who's the captain of the guard? Stand by. Too many NPCs. There we go. Helm. No, Grimbeard, sorry. Yes, if you could just make sure that it's good with Meister Him as well as Grimbeard, we'll be all set and I can work as quickly as I can on this.
Very well.
She reaches her hand out to take your 2 mana crystals and your staff and leather armor.
I'll be on my way.
Okay.
Yes, it seems like we're having a bit of a child issue upstairs. I'm just gonna run up. I will be attempting to get my tattoo done after I have my drink, and pick up my dagger tomorrow if I'm not back in just a few minutes.
Got it.
Thank you. Back in a few.
Alright, so dagger, crossbow, staff. Alright, where do you go from there?
To find the captain of the guard.
Ah, very good. Okay. I was like, do you have any idea where Grimbeard lives?
You said the... I don't. I suppose I'm going to have to ask around.
Alright, so what do you do?
I'm going to head back to the inn.
Ah, very good. Okay.
And I'm going to walk into the inn.
Very good.
Ah.
Just as Zach leaves. Alright, let's see. Get. And where's... Do I not have a cannon token on here somewhere? I don't. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Oh jeez. Um. Put these here. All right. You walk into the Singing Spade. Canadin has already made himself comfortable. Him and Lyco actually are having a conversation at the bar, enjoying their mead. And there's a dwarf and a human sitting at the long table in the center, as well as your old airship captain tending to the bar.
The Loxodon?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, barkeep. Or captain, whatever we should call you now.
I don't know if I have an accent for this guy. I forgot what it was. Hello. Indubitably. Hello.
You strike me as the kind of barkeep that knows just about everything that goes on in this town.
You kind of. We just got here yesterday. This is literally my first
Well,
time.
you make fast work.
I
It's
suppose.
rare that you finds another person who's the same size as him.
It's true.
And as Jim says that, even though he's not saying it in character,
I mean, he's not.
I just kind of discreetly do one of these.
It's hard to tell because he does have his giant hat on. Who it truly is the taller one. Let's actually not here. Okay. I'll say he and Maiko are having a private conversation about who they think is a better fighter. It's getting a little animated. So yeah, Malcolm sort of like, well, I can try to help. What can I do for you? Or you're just trying to find out who's somebody? Where's
Yes, Grimbeard.
what? And the dwarf behind you sort of makes a noise and sort of looks up from the table.
Hello.
He's sitting down and like,
And that's why I'm...
yeah.
Hi.
Hi. What you want?
You must be Grimbeard.
Hi.
I have been sent here by Mercury in order to volunteer for their on the watch in order to help my friends and I along with some work, so to speak.
When?
Tonight.
He pulls out some like some scribble of paper with dwarven runes and what looks like it's like almost this lines, various different symbols, sort of. Him?
Nod.
Right? Hi. Sundown.
Where?
North.
Cool. I don't say cool. Very well. I have found someone of even fewer words than myself when all is normal in the universe.
Hi. And he goes back to his breakfast and resumes the conversation he was having with the woman across the bar. And by resuming the conversation, I mean she talks a bunch and he responds with a single word, and she talks a bunch and he responds with a single word. Sometimes two.
With that, I'm gonna head back out, rejoin, or just go wait outside the tattoo shop.
Okay. All right, I can try to move things along here. So yeah, after about, okay, use, I imagine, just admiring the fauna outside of Julie's shop and possibly seeing the occasional bee flying around. So Bellarmine,
I try to catch a bee.
roll me an athletics check at disadvantage.
I have animal handling. How is it at disadvantage?
Animal handling's for a druid.
Horses.
Yeah, that's
But
more
This
like.
isn't. I know.
I mean, this is not
Druid
a.
is what gives him the Snow White interaction with.
But Gandalf was able to catch a moth on top of Orthanc with one
Gandalf's
little.
24,000 years old.
I was gonna say you
Actually,
were not Gandalf the
pretty
Grey
solid
or
guess.
the White.
Well, it's not a euglena. It is an animal.
It is.
So what am I rolling?
It's animal handling, not insect handling.
Insects are a
Well, it
subset of
didn't say
animals.
mammal. Didn't say mammal handling.
Oh,
It said
fair. I
animal.
was thinking. No, you're right. My brain was thinking mammal instead of animal. You're right. Insect is a subset of mammal. I'm silly.
I'm equally adept with the jellyfish as I am a horse. It's
Clearly. All right.
We're not a Portuguese man of war.
Roll animal handling at disadvantage. Fine. Your DC's 19. Oh,
oof.
so close. Babbage proceeds to spend the next hour trying to catch the same bee. and the poor bumblebee is just like, leave me alone.
I just want to tie it to a string so I have something to do while I'm waiting. Actually, no, Scratch. A druid wouldn't do that, but I still try to catch the bee.
That would be torturing a creature.
That
Right.
would be.
That's why he took it back. Okay, so 2 hours pass by, and
Yay!
your tattoo. Remind me which one you were getting.
I was doing the coiling grass.
Okay. I'm gonna make notes for myself to add these to your character sheets later. Making my own notes. Jeff's rolling d20s for reasons.
Or tent.
Ah, very good. Okay. Okay, Bellarmine. After an hour, or about a good 2 hours of pretty endearing, well, I've never had a tattoo before, but as I understand it, it's very painful.
Nah, I've sat down for 5 hours twice.
Okay, so you, as the deacon, understand what Bellarmine just kind of went through. So the moment she, Babbage, you appreciated this. The moment that she seems to finish the very last dot, it's as if the entire tattoo suddenly just sort of comes to life for a second. Like the ink itself actually seems to almost shimmer, swirl, and move just a little bit underneath Bellarmine's skin. It all glows for a moment, and then it seems to settle in just a little bit deeper under his arm. And the tattoo needle itself, at the last, also in the last prick, actually seems to be absorbed into the tattoo. Which is something you've all seen. This is every single tattoo you've all had. This is the needle itself that actually appears to be part of like the component.
Well, I didn't see that part because I was squeamish.
Fair. But yeah, no, the tattoo needle itself actually gets absorbed into the tattoo, and she
Very
steps back.
interesting indeed.
She steps back.
You must teach me this skill.
It's quite a fine family art, I must say, and this is quite a nice specimen. You are all set there, Mr. Bellarmine.
Bellarmine. And I continue to laugh for a uncomfortably too long amount of time.
Just sort of like.
I reach into my satchel and pull out a blessed candle and hand it to her as a tip.
What? Do you want me to light this now?
No, it's whenever you want to have a blessing, you can just light it.
Thank you. She puts it back on her table. Well, I suppose if you're here then, Mr. Babbage, are you up next?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
And I can't see the program. I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. Oh no. I can't believe it.
I would be quite pleased if you could throw me a little bit of ghost step tattoo.
And where would you like it?
And as I'm walking out the door, I'll say, yeah, I got one of those too. And then I walk out the door.
Very good. Bellarmine lets himself out.
If I can, I don't know. I can't bring that thing up in my computer for some reason. I don't know.
You may want to just, restart your browser. Alright, so Ghost Step. Got it. She goes back to her desk, grabs a different needle with different runes. Again, goes through the same process of sort of grinding down mortar and pestle again. Other crystals other mana-like looking crystals. These ones of different colors and shades. Has some incantations over it, and then again proceeds to. Where would you like this tattoo, Mr. Babbage, sir?
Opposite quarter sleeve is the first.
Very good. Again, has you doff any armor you're wearing, and rolls up sleeve, gets to work. You. I'm down half my players, everybody.
Wasn't me.
I mean, I get parenting things. Jeff. All right. Bellarmine, you walk outside to see the Furblog surprisingly interested in a flower, but not necessarily focused on the flower. Okay. Babbage, Bellarmine comes out of the space, or comes out of the tattoo shop.
Now, I'm going to head over to the potion shop.
And he just signed off.
Who?
Thus, Jeff. Thus
Jeff.
throwing off my stream.
Oh, okie dokie.
Here's hoping he comes back quickly.
I got locked up, so I'm back on.
Okay. Technical difficulties.
Sherry.
The video in the stream is flawed. Who is Monkey Deuteronomy?
He was the guy from last week.
Oh, cool.
Remember we made the joke about that's our favorite book?
Oh, yes. Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just back. Cool.
You guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will be off camera, but I can hear you with my earbuds.
Okay.
Okay. You are interacting with
the Discord though, because it messes up the frames.
Second?
I'm telling Jeff to stay connected to Discord because
Oh.
it'll mess up the frames.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no. So it disconnected because I had to walk out to my car, so I could hear you the whole time, but the microphone. That's why I had to restart. But I'm here.
I see.
Very well. So yeah. Bellarmine, you walk outside and you see a giant furblog seemingly chasing a very small object through the air.
I go, are you okay?
Not yet. Will.
Are you? What are you trying to do?
Pass the time. Try to understand this little fuzzy creature that I've ignored my entire druidic career.
Yeah. Well, they're called honeybees, and they actually collect nectar from flowers, and they concentrate it and make honey and beeswax. That's what in my candles.
Oh no, I'm well aware of what they are, but I've never actually really interacted with one. I've just always, you see, they can't really sting me with this thick, matted, greasy fur that everyone likes to make fun of.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's why a bear always sticks his paw in the honey pit and never really worries about the stinging other than his nose.
That would be ridiculously painful.
Yep. So you might want to cover your nose.
I start pinching my nose while going for the bee.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna head to the potion shop.
Bellarmine heads for the potion shop. All right.
Hey guys, sorry about that.
It's all right.
Okay, so
Life
What did I miss?
finds a way.
I knock on the door.
chaos theory. Hold on there, Bellarmine. I'm gonna get Canadian up to speed. So it's been about 2 hours, Canadian. You were at the bar. You, as in Jeff, walked into the Spade while you were there. Quickly made conversations with the Grimbeard, who's the dwarven blacksmith, who you also discovered through eavesdropping is the captain of the guard. And for reasons that are unknown to you, the Furblog has decided to take a watch on the northern gate this evening. And then... Yeah, and then you left. I basically said you were having a conversation with the lion person by the name of Lyco the entire time. Talking about martial competitions of various qualities. I take it you're just gonna hang out at the Singing Spade for the moment.
Yeah, if it's been about 2 hours, I would probably, finish up my drink and head back for the tattoo, unless I knew that. No, that's just what I would know. So yeah, if I finish up my drink and head back.
Okay. You are heading back to the tattoo parlor when you see Bellarmine basically coming towards you across the bridge. Coming from the tattoo parlor.
Can you repeat that one more time? I missed that. Broke up a little bit.
So you are walking across. I think. Hold on. Everybody's on this map except for Jim. Well, here we'll just make my life easy. So you and Bellarmine are crossing this bridge at the same time,
Yes.
basically. Bellarmine's coming this way. You're coming that way. You headed to the tattoo parlor back across the bridge.
Okay. Oh, great. Yeah, you got your tattoo. How's it? You feel empowered?
I think so, but I'm afraid to use it unless we're in actual combat.
No, fair enough. That would make sense.
I'd hate to do something. I hate to hurt somebody.
That is a great point. So then, I guess I'm trading places with you. I'm gonna go get my ink now.
I'm gonna head over to the potion place and see what I can get over there.
Oh yeah,
That guy over there doesn't seem to like anybody.
Hey, you want to see if you can grab me a climbing potion? And I hand him, I proffer him one of my mana crystals. Hey, would you mind picking me up a climbing potion?
No problem.
There you go. Cool. Thanks.
Now, is
And
there a
then,
list that describes what these potions do?
If you simply Google the name of the potion in 5e, the description should come up pretty easily for you. Or, actually, I think if you just type in the potion description in the compendium tab, which is like the little eye in the top right, the top corner. Let's see. Oh, I have it.
Yeah, it should work. Because the potion list is climbing, fire breathing, slipperiness, growth, or heroism. So if you just type heroism, for example, you can see items, potion of heroism, and what heroism does is what it does.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent.
So for 1 hour after drinking it, you gain 10 temporary hit points, lasts for an hour. You're also under the effect of a bless spell. That's heroism, etc.
Yep. Okay. And I've got what? 3 mana crystals left, right?
Should.
Yes.
Can you recall whether I already paid for the weapon enhancement?
You did.
All right. So I can get 3 potions plus the 4th one for climbing for Zach. All right, good. Thank you. So I knock on the door. Not loudly.
Not loudly.
No, because this guy seems to be pretty difficult to deal with.
The door opens at a normal speed, and the familiar plague doctor mask greets you.
And I
What?
just ask. I have some mana crystals. Actually, have 4 of them. I'd like to buy 4 potions.
You have them on your person?
I do.
Very well. And he leaves the door open and walks around.
I go. I'd like to have a potion of heroism, oil of slipperiness, potion of climbing, and a potion of fire breathing.
Okay, you said fire breathing, slippery.
Fire breathing, climbing, heroism, slipperiness.
is quite the combination and tall order. If you could, and he has like a tray on the table. He takes a tray out from from behind the table and puts it out on the counter. If you could supply your 4 crystals, please.
I set the 4 crystals in the tray very slowly and carefully, so I don't aggravate this guy.
He picks each up, sort of like grabs out like a small, what would you call it? One of those single-eye jeweler magnifying things called. If they have a name, I don't know what they are.
An eye loop.
An eye loop, very good. Takes out an eye loop. It does not fit up with this mask like really well at all, but he still seems to like investigate each one, turn it over, takes it, looks at the like, very good. Well, if you will kindly wait here. With that, he sweeps the 4 up in his hands, moves through this curtain here, and disappears behind the curtain. You hear a door open and close. A minute goes by. 2 minutes go by. 5 minutes goes by. 7, 8 minutes. 10 minutes goes by.
Well, he either is making something or he stole my mana crystals.
15 minutes goes by?
I can wait 15. Yeah, that's all right.
I've been to the pharmacist before.
So, in fact, while you're waiting, you remember... oh, where did I just put it? That there was that planar travel pamphlet that you found in Cognin's library that you took with you. How do I... Oh, I need to add... Let's see. I forgot to do this. Give me a moment.
Excuse me. My apologies.
Nope. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can do this right. Bellarmine, you should see 4 mirror windows pop up in front of you right now.
See what?
Do you see windows called planar notes popping up in front of you? On your screen?
Hang on 1 second.
Yep.
I was... Oh, across the sea, yes. The
There's...
winding ethereal.
Yep.
Travel to astral sea. And what's beyond the clouds.
Yes. What's beyond the clouds is page 1.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like a 4-page pamphlet that you found, and this is what's in it. I'll give you time to read that while you're waiting.
Yeah.
I don't need them on my screen anymore. You continue to look for a bee. So people are like moving around town and just going about their business while this is all happening. Are you laser focused on this bee, or are you actually because people are walking past you on occasion? Are you just like bee and only bee, or would you do you respond when people greet you as you walk past?
What do they say?
Hello. I mean, some of them say hello.
Yes, in the middle of something.
A gnome walks past with an oboe in hand, with like an oboe, like a full-sized oboe, sort of like eyeing you, like, do you need help with something?
That would defeat the purpose.
Right. Very good. Best of luck with your whatever. And moves along.
And best of luck with your straightened cobra musical instrument.
He kind of just looks at it, looks at you, looks at it, shakes his head, keeps walking.
I wouldn't know the name of it, but it does look like a cobra, I think.
That's true. Let's put everybody where they're supposed to be. Canadians. Oh no, that's right. So Canadian, you end up in front of Julie's watching you seemingly chasing around a very tiny object.
Just watching for a minute, shrug, and go and knock.
It becomes apparent after that minute that he's clearly trying to chase a bee. Let's see. Why am I? There we go. Okay. Alright, so you find yourself in front of the door. You notice on this door there's a sign that says, tattooing in progress, please do not disturb.
Ah, drat. Okay. I would go over to find you and ask him, say, hey, you, who's in there getting a tattoo?
I believe it's Bellarmine. Or Babbage.
I
No,
just passed
Bellarmine, because I just spoke to Babbage. Sorry, this bee is utterly fascinating.
I just passed Bellarmine on the way here.
So maybe it's... Perhaps you should knock while I try to finish this off.
It says do not disturb. Should I disturb?
I'm sure that I would not get any more tattoos if I did.
Yes, you do not have the best of reputations here. Very well, then. I will knock. Pop, pop. And I just... Like, I would just kind of knock twice and, like, kind of crack the door open, like, hey, Babbage, you in there?
As you crack the door...
Sorry to bother you.
Hold on. Okay. So as you're knocking, and just as you're starting to crack the door, please, you hear Julie's voice. Please read the sign. Occupied.
Oh, sorry. When should I come back?
Babbage, you're here for this, so I don't know if you're responding at all.
No, I'm holding back tears and gritting my teeth.
Very good. Come back after lunch.
Very well. Sorry. Bye-bye. And then I guess I will head and watch you chase his bee for a little while. Can I assist him in this? Hang on 1 second. Yes, I would assist him with Mage
Your
Hand.
animal handling. Oh, nice. That's even better.
Okay. You follow who's following this honeybee basically around to the back of the house where there's two very clear, like, hives. Like, honeycomb hives.
Like bee boxes?
Yeah, there's bee boxes. So, like, at this point, like, he's been following this one bee, but, like, you said you come across, well, there are two bee boxes in the back. And, like, there's a lot of bees here. And also, like, a full-on, like... It's clear that someone has tended to a very nice, like, bee garden with all the appropriate nectar-related flowers.
Apiary is the word.
Apiary, thank you. Yes, appreciate it.
Are there topiary in the apiary?
Could be.
But yeah, so, okay. So there's a bunch of bees at this point. Are you still focused on the same bee?
I'm not actually trying to catch it. It's more like to go back to Gandalf, the actual hand movement he made where he didn't harm it. He just kind of want to catch it like this. Yes, I've always ignored your kind. So-
As you go, all right.
Can I try to make a check or attack roll or whatever again? Whatever.
Well, as you're attempting again, Kanadin with his mage hand. So, are you proficient, Kanadin, in sleight of hand?
I am not.
Okay.
Well, I have some proficiency, but not by
Well, so
definition.
you're using mage hand. What's your intelligence modifier?
2.
2? Okay, so I'm gonna give you the same. You're trying to catch a bee, basically, with your mage hand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna let you have the same DC 19. I'm calling it sleight of hand, but it's really just a D20 that's an intelligence and your proficiency bonus. So that'll be your all's proficiencies are +3, yeah.
Oh wait,
that's
that's an ability
no,
check.
four.
Is
Level
4.
nine is
My
4.
proficiency is 4.
Oh well, you're all up to 4 now. All right, so it's a roll a D20 +6.
Okay.
Does guidance help with this, or does ability check only mean like a
No, you
plain
can
vanilla?
get another D4. You can roll a D4, Jeff. Sure.
The target rolls it.
Yeah.
Oh well then, okay. So it's a D20 and a D4 there, Zach.
1d4 plus
I rolled
1d20
one.
plus 6.
Oh, very nice.
I rolled that 1.
Wait, you have your own beehives, Mr. Sylvia?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. All right, that's a discussion for a later time.
that's on the 22 acres in the front.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's just poorly rolled all around.
wow.
Wow. Okay, so
Could have gone worse, but not by much.
so the two of you working together are just absolutely harassing this poor honeybee. Which is
In a moment of frustration, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire to see if that helps.
where?
Right on top of us where the bee is.
All right. So for funsies, I'm gonna put you here for this. So I mean,
You fairy fire an entire hive?
so all of the bees now are glowing.
Well, theoretically half of them, because there's a deck save.
Yes.
I mean, good God, okay? Let's play this game.
My deck save is it's a DC 17 save.
DC
So
17. I mean, I don't know. What's the dexterity of a freaking bee? I mean, they're tiny.
high.
So like you'd think
they are fairly nimble.
Yeah.
5e, B, creature. Dexterity, 14.
Does it have a dex save that's proficient in the?
No.
So Okay, so 14. That's a
Plus
plus 1.
2.
It's two.
14's a 2.
All right. So really only. All right. So a quarter. 3/4 of the bees, basically.
Alright.
So is
math is math.
right. So as use as the verbal component for fairy fire.
Now it looks like there's giant fireflies.
You have a combination of blue, green, and violet. Actually, what color would you want it to be, Jeff?
All of them.
Oh,
I guess it does say no. It does say or technically.
Yeah, I mean, you could. This is flavor. You can if you want.
Yes, all of them.
All right. So this whole beehive now is just sort of this glowing light show that you've inadvertently created.
Julie will love this. She'll surely let me use her bed now.
So yeah, you are definitely attracting the attention of several townspeople at this point.
I just want to know if I caught this bee. That's
So okay.
all this ruckus
So-
and chaos is.
So what I'm imagining now is like most of the bees are green and violet, but there's one blue bee.
That's the one.
There's one blue bee.
BFG chasing the dreams.
The two of you are just zeroed in on. All right. Okay, Jeff, make a animal handling skill at advantage with a D4 bonus.
I can do that.
DC's well, it's advantage, but it's still a DC still 19. The thing's easy to spot. It doesn't mean it's any easier to grab. Hey!
I'm gonna need to roll the D4. Yes.
Got there.
You, after a solid hour and a half of just pure focused, may need to get you checked in for OCD. Managed to finally get this bee basically in your hands safely.
He goes, haha! I did it!
No, in the moment, I spend a few moments looking at it, admiring it, really taking, getting up close, and then to conjure, what is it? Is it Tibetan monks or Buddhist monks when they create those intricate sand paint, like they blow grains of sand very deliberately in place, and the moment it's done, I just stand up and have a conversation with Canaan. How you doing?
Do you break? Wait, do you break the concentration on fairy fire, or do you keep it up?
Oh, I keep it going. Keep it going for the full minute.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna say, for the sake of flavor. So Babbage, she's about halfway done with your tattoo, and she's has to go. She basically goes to make more paste powder stuff, and she's at her desk when you see that you're taking a minute to recover, so you're grateful. When you see her look off to her right and just sort of dash out to the side, Julie comes basically running out. So you've had the bee. You've had your moment with the bee, but they're all still glowing. And just as you're about to start turning to Canaan, Julie comes bursting out the back door. What are you doing with my bees?
Well, you see, there was one blue bee, and it was very intriguing, and I realized that as a druid, I've spent very little time interacting with these complex creatures, and I was determined to see why this blue bee was any different from the others. But the ironic part of it is that when I caught this blue bee, I realized that they are all one and from one hive, and it made me feel really good. And then I let him go.
Blink. Blink, blink. Blink, blink. She looks at you, Canaan.
I was just helping him. He seemed like he was having fun.
Blink.
Imagine being a druid for all this time, and you realize there's an entire city of creatures that you've woefully ignored.
She looks at the bees, who, despite glowing, don't seem to be bothered by any of this. Looks at the two of you, and just slowly backs up and closes the door.
Hi, Julie.
Babbage, you see her walk in with just this defeated look on her face.
Was it Bellarmine or you?
She looks at you like the furry one.
Yeah, he's been very inquisitive since he learned much better common.
And with that, she goes back to continuing on the tattoo. Oh. All right. I have to admit, I've been dragging out the roleplay piece of this episode.
This has been fun.
I know, this is good.
Good. So, I'm just trying to pace through all the things that are happening in town. I built a whole town. I want to play in it. All right, so okay, you and Candidate, what are you doing now that your BS episode has been completed? Oh wait,
How
Or
sorry.
long has it
B.
been?
I thought you were
Um,
about to say. I thought you were about to say bee escapades, and I thought that was very clever of you. But
I love it when I'm accidentally clever and witty. Okay. Bellarmine. We're gonna go back to Bellarmine for a moment. First off, have you read all of the pamphlet handouts that I've given you?
I did it. Speaking about astral planes, etc.
Cool. Okay. Um, is there any point where waiting would have been too much waiting would have happened and you would have done something?
An hour.
Okay. So after about a half hour, our plague doctor individual comes out of the back room holding 4 potions. Holding 4 vials. Walks around you, Bellarmine, kind of just ignoring you. Gets to his desk. Proceeds to take. Basically, proceeds to etch. Or how would you? I don't actually know how you would label.
You could etch
Yeah, you
into
could etch,
glass.
etch a bottle.
Just
with-
etch the
with
guys.
a
Yeah. So
diamond
proceeds to
ball
etch the bottles with
labels.
Where's okay? One with a flame, one with a rock, like the shape of a flame. One that you think is a rock. One that looks like a bicep arm flexing, and one with a frog. Puts them all on the counter,
Okay.
and sort of puts them on the counter, arranges them, shows the sort of the etched side toward you. Stands back.
And I say, are those for me?
Your products.
And I go, thank you very much. I hand him the mana crystal, or did I already do that?
No, you already did that. He took those back. And with that, he
And
sort of. With that, he's very curt, but much more seeming like professional at this point. So with this, he walks over, and he opens the door for you as you're leaving. Sort of stands very tall and with just good posture. Basically waiting for you
I
just
head out
at the
the
door. Okay, very good.
So now I walk around the other side of the house just to see if there was a how it was shaped, and whether or not there was a place that he could have gone to transport someplace.
So it's a 2-story. Okay, you're walking around.
Sorry, that might have been me accidentally.
Oh, you're fine.
Maybe not.
So I mean, it's a 2-story house. It's square. I mean, it's a pretty simple dwelling. It's clear that there's a second floor because you can see up into some windows. He has what looks like a very well kept sort of garden in the back. Nice little flowing waterfall here. It looks there seems to be a small altar here to. I can look up the gods specifically if you're curious in the pantheon of this world. But otherwise, so beside it just being a rather humble dwelling, at least from the outside. I mean, if you try to go if you go any further back, it's basically like there's a small. You go any further back, and you're basically gonna go off a cliff. The house sort of butts up against the edge of town.
Whoops.
Yeah, so you're. I mean, the map's not 100% identical. There is like a garden here, but it's sort of on the very edge. It's more like Actually, it's more like the gardens on this side. But you get the idea.
I do. All right. Well, I've got the potions. I'm gonna go look for Canada to give him his potion.
Where do you go?
South to see if I can see them.
So you're just kind of wandering around town looking for him.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Actually, I want to go back to the tattoo parlor because that's where we left them, right?
Seems reasonable. Okay, so you're headed back to the tattoo parlor. You are, as you're walking through town to basically back over to that side, there is sort of an impromptu quartet playing. Basically just a string quartet that's actually practicing in the courtyard here, now that it's getting toward lunchtime.
We don't have any instruments with us, do we?
I have a shawm.
I don't know what that is. Have you ever used that?
I don't know. Well, maybe I don't have one. It's like if you have a bagpipe without the bag and the other pipes, that's kind of what a shawm is. It's like it's a pre-oboe.
One of those things.
Okay, very good.
Well, it's European. It's not.
But it's like
It's not
that.
Middle Eastern. It's similar. It's a double reed instrument, so it sounds kind of like an oboe.
Gotcha. Okay.
Vestments, backpack, blanket, candles, tinderbox rations, water skin. Small something. No. Roll of pedigree. No, I don't have any instruments. No instruments for the cleric.
But I know I'm proficient in shawm. I don't know if I actually have one on me.
You can always make one.
I may not. I could. Definitely craft a shawm.
Gentlemen, I think I will have to call it tonight. The boy is up again. I think it's.
Oh,
I don't know what's
Okay.
going on.
All right.
So
I will.
that's for me. You guys keep going. You just get me my tattoo and my climbing potion, and
Got it.
yeah, I've got your climbing potion. I'm trying to find you.
I'll pick up my dagger in the morning. So sorry, man. I gotta
No,
run.
it's we
No,
got
no,
it.
you're
We understand.
all good, Zach. We'll see you next week.
Comes
See you next week, guys.
first.
I'm so sorry.
Life
Okay.
comes first.
All
Yeah.
right, fine. All right. Well, since he logged out, my Discord's gonna be all messed up anyway. So,
That's fair.
for the purposes of this, I mean, I'm glad everybody enjoyed role playing, but I'm gonna just say I'm gonna fast forward you all to at least to the evening, where you is gonna go on watch to the north, and everybody's got their tattoos. So I'll just make myself a note of that in
Wait.
chat.
I was gonna get tattoos as well. Does that include mine?
I'll end up.
Then I
in
can
the
get two
tower.
more, right?
Yeah, well, everybody's getting one tattoo today.
Oh, okay.
And I've got 4 potions, one of which belongs to Canada.
And type in a chat which tattoo you were going for today, just to make my life simple. We'll have to ask Zach which one he wanted.
Yeah, mine was coiling grass, but
Oh, I have you.
whatever.
Yes, I have yours.
Yeah.
I gotta go to
And,
character sheets and that.
And then leave me in the library in the tower.
Very good.
I'm sorted, Mike.
Reading stuff.
Okay. Ghostly form. Thank you. Okay. With that, since the
And looking through layers of book to find more mithril.
okay. With that, all wonky on the stream. Say goodbye, internet.
Hi, internet.
Goodbye, internet. I don't know where my hand is.
All of our faces are actually there still, so we're doing pretty good. All right.
All
out here.
right, sweet.
Good
All
night.
right, thank you.